This is Grapplers Talk.
What is up, fans of Grapplers Talk? This is Dave coming at you with another episode each and every week. Thank you to everyone for downloading and tuning into the podcast. We appreciate all the love and support we're getting out there. And we could not do this without the fans. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in and downloading each and every episode and being a part of the Grapplers Talk family. It's awesome to have this great community of fans and people. And I'm just thrilled to bring you guys each and every episode. I really am. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Just a couple quick announcements. You are going to be seeing a little bit more of Grapplers Talk out at the local competition scene. We're going to be doing some live podcasts at some events and some venues. So be looking out for some announcements with that. And first of all, I just got to say thank you to our partners of the show, Butterfly X, for always supplying us with the best rash guards and training equipment, as well as our friends over at Spar Bar Soap. Don't forget to use our promo codes for any discounts, any sort of love. And go check them out. Go like and subscribe to them, all that fun jazz. And remember, they're big supporters of the show. So thank you to them. I'm thrilled to have a gentleman on this week. Sorry, my throat's a little dry. I'm excited to have a gentleman on. Always love having the BBB guys. Nothing better than sitting down talking to you BBB guys, and the stories are always good. You guys get good training. You guys have a good leader and multiple good leaders in the gym. Yes. And I'm thrilled to have on none other than Thomas De Guzman. Right? Yes. Did I say that right?
Yep.
All right, I'm the guy that messes everyone's names up, but thank you for being on and coming out to the Grapplers Talk studio this week.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, it's an honor, dude. And I'm a nerd when it comes to jiu-jitsu. I want to hear your story. How did you get to where you're at now? How did you find Buffalo Black? What was the first training session like?
Sure. So let's. I'm gonna rewind to 7th, 8th grade. And I always used to be, I still am, a very obsessive person, right? Anything I did, I would try to be the best at it, or I just try to really just try to shit on people. And at 7th, 8th grade, I was obsessed with being a basketball player.
Okay.
Yeah, 7th, 8th grade, basketball. I looked up to guys like Kobe Bryant, Derrick Rose, LeBron. 7th, 8th grade, got put on the B team. Underdog mentality, like, okay, in high school, I'm going to shit on people. High school came around, got cut from the team. They told me, hey, gain 15, 20 pounds, then we'll talk, right? Got pretty jacked, tried out again. They said, maybe at Bear Creek or Chavez, but not here at St. Mary's.
Wow.
Right? And then got even better, tried to try out again. They said, hey, we already got a team picked out, right? And so this whole time you can catch me at 24 Hour Fitness off Ben Holt.
Yeah.
Just grinding. I remember being 15 and a half, just got my driver's parking permit, and you're not allowed to leave the house unless it's like after 5 a.m. I'll be in my mom's car at 4:59. As soon as it turns 5, I'll drive to the gym, do some drills, and that's always been like, I was always hungry.
Yeah.
Right. So it didn't work out in high school. Went to college. Thought I was going to play in college. Didn't happen. It was still playing. And then got a degree in biomedical sciences.
Oh, wow.
Eventually, I wanted to be a psychiatrist. Like, that was in the back of my head. And then, okay, I'm not going to play in college. I'm Filipino. I'm going to play in the Philippines. Fuck it. So I made a fake Facebook account, messaged like 50 PBA coaches, Philippine coaches, like, hey, we're going to be in the Philippines for vacation on this day. I'm this big. I can do this. I can do that. Like, let me try out for your team. Out of 50 messages, I got maybe 2 replies.
Wow.
And they said, all right, come practice with us. So I was there on the 2-week vacation. It turned into a year.
Wow.
And then that year, I was like, trying out Philippines, D-League teams for the most part, development, like the minor leagues out there, got some good experience, but I was, partying. A lot of, I wasn't as focused as I should have been. And then I lost my love for the game out there, and then made a decision to come back home, apply to med school like I had in the back of my head, like I thought I was going to do after the PBA thing, but it got cut short.
Yeah.
And then I did get accepted into med school in the Philippines. Not the Philippines, the Caribbean.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so that I was like, okay, I didn't end up being a basketball player. I'm going to be a fucking doctor. I'm going to be a psychiatrist and shit on people like that.
Yeah.
And so I was excited for that. Got into a drug addiction. It was prescription drugs,
Yeah.
Stimulants to stay up to study, downers to go back to sleep. And it was a vicious cycle, to a point where I had to withdraw my seat from medical school. And that's when I hit rock bottom. I was in a dark place, ended up in a rehab in Modesto for 90 days at a residential facility. Then while I was in that rehab place, I went to Narcotics Anonymous meetings. They took us to meetings, got a sponsor, and then there was a void that was missing, inside me. No basketball, obviously med school was off the table.
Yeah.
There was a void. And so, and also backtracking, when I was like in my addiction, I was like hitting the punching bag in the garage at like 3:30 a.m., sending videos to my family like, oh, check me out. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing? It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Like they were just, and then when they found out it was addiction, it was just like, okay, everything makes sense, because I was tripping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not myself. And so my sponsor from NA was talking to me while I was still at the rehab, and he said, so what are you gonna do when you get out of here? I said, I'm pretty interested in Muay Thai. I've seen some videos. Striking looks cool. And then he's like, okay, when are you going to start? I said, I don't know, eventually, just like kind of procrastinating. And he said, recovery is all about action. He picks up the phone. He calls Dynamic MMA in Modesto.
Yeah.
And he said, we'd like to sign up. I'm just like, oh shit, this is real. We'd like to sign up. He signed me up. And I was like, okay. And after 90 days, I got out of the rehab. I went to Dynamic MMA, took a Muay Thai class. And it was cool. I didn't spar or anything, just hit the pads. And then right after the Muay Thai class was their Jiu-Jitsu class. And then I didn't know what Jiu-Jitsu was. I've heard of it. I thought it was some form of striking. I didn't know shit.
Yeah.
I just saw them in their gis. And then this guy, I'm pretty sure his name was Antonio. He was one of the MMA guys. He goes, hey, you want to do the Jiu-Jitsu class? And I was like, I'll think about it. And then he goes, all right. Hey, everybody, Thomas is going to do Jiu-Jitsu with us today. So
you're stuck.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I'm doing Jiu-Jitsu today.
Yeah.
And then the teacher's his name's Paul. I believe his last name is Mendoza.
Oh, yeah.
I
I know Dynamic very well. Yeah.
Okay. He was the teacher out there. I was there for like 3 months, and then I was just like lost. Just, you grab my collar, I grab your collar. You grab I was just mirroring. They didn't know. I was just mirroring the first 3 months, right? And then I was there, and then I was working, and I needed like a morning schedule, so I switched over to Ultimate Athlete with Tony Kaito, 6 a.m. class, and then I needed like a different day of the week, and he was doing like Thursday, Friday. I needed something different, so I dropped in at Aries Modesto, and then this Brazilian dude, his name is Miguel Augusto. I think he's in Brazil right now, teaching the 6 a.m. class. He said, you got a gi? I walked in. You got a gi? Yep. And he let me in. I sparred with him. They started on their feet. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? I kind of like this. Started on the feet. And then so I was training in Modesto regularly, 6 a.m. with Miguel or 11 a.m. with Samir before my swing shift. And then I met Kalani. Shout out to Uncle Kalani. At 11 a.m. class, him and Cyrus would drive up to Modesto and train. I had no idea who he was at the time. He was a purple belt. He had a purple belt around his waist at the time. And I met him out there, and then we chopped it up after class one time. He's like, hey, man, come fuck with me. Like, I'm in Stockton. And I told him that, my parents live out in Stockton, and I'll come by when I visit my parents. So I visited him for the first time maybe around 2020. And then I would just visit whenever I would see my parents. And then I lived at my sponsor's house for a few months in Modesto. Then I ended up moving back with my parents in Stockton. And then Kalani was like, man, you might as well join us.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking to myself, if I'm being honest with myself, the BBB version of me is the best version of me. And it's a tough environment. It's a challenging environment. There's a lot of accountability, but that's the point. And so I made a decision, you know, fuck it. I'm going to join it. And this is my future self will thank me.
Yeah.
Because I could feel it in my heart. Like this will make a man out of me. Like this place is like, there's no place like this. They even like joke with me like, you know, this is the dark side of Aries. Welcome, you know. I think it was Nico who said that. Shout out to Nico. And so that was around 2020 or maybe 2021. Then I was there for at least 6 months. Then I moved to Fremont with a job opportunity for a couple years. Trained over at BAME. Shout out to Denny Choi and all those guys. Moved back when I got married in 2023, back to BBB, and I've been there ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a journey, man. And I mean, let's even back it up. You were talking about that void, you know, after the addiction, and definitely, you know, it's common. Like, I don't know what it is about us jiu-jitsu people that are broken or whatever it is, but you know, we're always looking to fill that void in our lives, and there's so many of us that, you know, train to fill that, you know, mental health void and different things, you know. And talk to me about how it helped you and what the focus was like at the time, and you know, what you were going through during those specific days. For sure.
And I also want to backtrack to, I didn't answer your question earlier when you said, what was the first day of training like?
Yeah.
So my first training, I don't remember my very first day. I just know the first days in general. I'm like, okay, coach is on your ass. Like I said earlier, accountability.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot get tapped by a lower belt unless there's a fucking good reason. And that reason cannot be laziness.
Yeah.
And so just accountability and just like pushing you past your comfort zone, a little past your edge.
Right.
And so just that environment, that's what attracted me to the environment. And to answer your last question about mental health, I remember just when I first started, even at Dynamic MMA, just after the session, just like clear-headed, like more than any antidepressant, more than, I'm sure you know, just like in a good-ass mood, cracking jokes, it's clear-headed, like, man, this is good. I was only training maybe 2 or 3 times a week, every other day, just literally just for mental health, for depression, and just to get mentally stable. And then I could just feel the difference. It was like night and day.
Yeah, there's real endorphins that get released in your brain and your body when you put it through something as intense as jiu-jitsu or training mixed martial arts or anything like that, right? And it gives you that good positive feeling. And I don't know if that's really what keeps all these guys, you know, coming in, but there's something about it, and you know, you can see it change people, you know, like, I mean, the struggle of jiu-jitsu is so real, and you know, you just got to keep pushing through. And same thing with life. The struggle of life is so real. Yeah. And if you stop, you know, that's when you get in trouble, but you just got to keep pushing through. Right. Right. And I want to kind of focus on how your journey has been lately, and I've been seeing you on the competition scene over the past few years. Yeah, at least the existence of Grapplers Talk, I've been seeing you compete out there like all the time, dude. Right. And when did competition become so important to you? And what's your competition training and preparation like?
So competition, let's see. I definitely competed the most. Starting 2025 purple belt, I competed every single month, all the way up to this past weekend. Yeah, got an injury this past weekend. I might have to miss out on the next Jiu-Jitsu World League. I think God's trying to slow me down a little bit. But competition, somewhere along the line, I heard something that really stuck with me. It was we don't do jiu-jitsu to get better at competition. We do competition to get better at jiu-jitsu. And that's something that really stuck with me. Just the feeling I get after competing, doing something that completely terrified me, doing something that caused anxiety, something where there was so much fear involved, but doing it anyway over and over, it just, something about that just makes me know that this is good for me.
Yeah.
And everybody knows competition is hard. Everybody knows it's a mind fuck. I've heard of guys that are really great, really great skill sets, but in competition, they crumble under pressure.
Yeah.
And that's the last type of person that I want to be. And so somewhere along the line, maybe around blue belt, I realized that competition is going to make me the man that I will be one day. It's going to put me on a trajectory that's way different than the version of me that never competed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every single match, every single matchup is just going to add to that experience. And one day I'm going to be a guy with a shit ton of experience. Even if most of them are losses, I'm going to have a lot of insight for people coming up.
Well, you brought up an important factor, and you brought up like anxiety and different things that people experience. Real people experience that kind of stuff in a competition setting. And I just look at it as like a life thing, right? Mm-hmm. You got to teach yourself to be uncomfortable in those situations, right? And to be comfortable with uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
And it's so crucial because, I mean, God forbid, but a real life situation happens. You think you're not going to have anxiety getting into a real fight?
Right.
You know, defending your family or your wife or whatever it is, right?
Right.
You're going to go through some major anxiety. A lot of people freeze up.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And it's a real situation, a real life thing. But I feel like if you prepare yourself and you compete and get yourself out of that comfortable space, that if something were to happen, God forbid again, but if it were to go down, I mean, you're going to be a little bit more prepared than just somebody that doesn't do it. Right.
Right. And that's something I've told myself too, is as I'm like, because when I mentally prepare for competitions, it's psychological warfare. It's like I was listening to like your podcast with like Ahmed White, and he was talking about how he's so chill. Like for me, in my head at least, it's the complete opposite.
Yeah,
it's psychological warfare. I'm just like full of self-doubt. What ifs? What if that? What if he breaks me off? What if my family sees? All these what ifs, right? But then another voice inside me is like, are you the type of motherfucker that's gonna freeze up? Or are you going to do shit anyway? So it's just like that type of ego, that type of pride is what really like outweighs all the other shit.
Right.
So it's psychological warfare, especially the night before. But I just try to get in that state where just trying to use fear as fuel instead of something that kind of like I heard something. It was like fear is like fire, you know. If you use it the right way, it can cook food for you, keep you warm. If you let it get out of control, it can burn your house down. Mike Tyson said that. Yeah. So that's something that really stuck with me.
Very true.
So just using fear and anxiety for my advantage as best as I can, and that definitely transfers out into the real world. Literally, after a couple tournaments, there have been times I'm walking with my wife or my family down the street, and there's a homeless guy. He's definitely a threat the way he's acting. I'm just like, no fear in my heart at all. Like literally right after a tournament, such like no fear. I just went against some bangers. Like I wish you would right now. Like
please
no
do
fear
something.
in my heart. Yeah. But even outside of that, just like smaller things. Like after this past Jiu-Jitsu World League tournament, when I saw you January 31st, I had like 3 job interviews. That following week, I was relaxed. Yeah, my threshold for stress and anxiety and all that just is way higher than it would be if I didn't compete. And I noticed that too. Like usually I'm stressed or a little nervous for interviews, but this week I'm a little, more relaxed, more calm. And of course, it's right after a competition.
Yeah.
So that just sharpens that up.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, there's got to be something to training your mind, right? Mm-hmm. Like the body's one thing, and getting your body prepared to do whatever it's got to do, but training the mind is really where championships are won and lost, and where you see the good from the great, right?
Yeah.
Is they have a different mindset. You talked about, basketball and guys like Kobe.
Yeah.
Right? Why was he so good? It wasn't because he had these amazing skills. It was his mind.
Right.
He had this crazy mindset. You know, he had a shitty game. He'd go shoot basketball's till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Like that's a mindset thing. And it's just as important to train your body and training your mind at the same time.
Absolutely.
And being prepared for any situation that you come across.
Yeah. And that kind of ties into one of the questions that you had about how we get ready for competitions. Well, the way I see it and the way we train is we try to stay ready so we don't have to get ready.
Right.
Like, we don't really do camps or anything like that. We just train hard year round. And it's like, if your card gets pulled, somebody offers you a fight or there's a tournament coming up, like we try to stay ready as best we can, and so we don't have to get ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys always have great showings out there, and all you guys are real fun to talk to, and you always see how tight the team is. And talk to me about the dynamic there, and what makes you guys such a tight, close team. And I see you guys doing Bible studies and different things like that. Years past, I've seen you guys doing shots and fun stuff too. But what is it about BBB that is so special?
I'd say we're a bunch of misfits, man. It's like we all, like you said, we all come from different walks of life, but there's something in common that we have where it's like jiu-jitsu is like an itch that we need to scratch, and if we don't, we're not as good as, we're better people with jiu-jitsu. And just, the shit talking, holding each other accountable, just literally a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Kalani leading from the front, and just holding each other accountable and not letting each other slack off without hearing about it. Somebody misses training, where were you? The fuck you been doing? Like, you got a new girlfriend or what? Just like little shit like that.
Those 5 a.m. videos kind of calmed down a little bit over time, but they were pretty intense for a while there. He'd be calling people out by name, and they were pretty straightforward videos. I'll say,
and that's what molded us, and that's what we try to maintain and try to keep, and just that mentality of just holding each other to a higher standard. And I think that holding each other to a higher standard, and just literally, John, shout out to John Carr.
Oh yeah, John's the man.
Yeah, there's something funny he always says is, I don't want to hurt you, I just want to kill you. We try to kill each other, and afterward we talk shit, hang out. And so the dynamic, as you mentioned, is just pushing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. All egos in our gym. There's no, we don't lie and say there's no ego. All egos in our gym.
Yeah.
And we own that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to live by the sword and die by the sword,
Yeah.
right? That's the whole thing. If you're going to talk some shit, you better back it up too.
Yeah.
And, you mentioned John Carr. I love that guy. I have nothing but great things to say about John. And he's come out here and trained a couple times. And I always get to talk to him on the comp circuit, and, just get to say what's up to him. And, it's always crazy, though, because I guess you're like that too, but he's out there competing every single weekend. It doesn't matter, rain or shine.
Yep.
He's out there doing it.
Yep.
And
repetitions.
Yeah, he's just getting the work in.
Yeah, that experience.
He don't need the glory or shit. I rarely see him post about many victories.
He's very humble.
It's usually other people are posting.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that that kind of group you have over there. You guys are all really good, tight people, and I love seeing the camaraderie at events and. Everyone's around helping each other get ready and all the shit talking along the way, of course.
Yeah. About camaraderie, my parents, my wife, and my sister all went to the Arte Swab event, the Stockton Civic Center. And then, of course, we did the Haka, and then you see all of BBB in the corner. And it's just like, it was my first time, I think it was the first time any of us went to a super fight, including myself. And my family was just like in awe of the camaraderie and the brotherhood with BBB. Just everybody, it was there. They can feel the energy. Yeah. Like, it was something special for sure.
Oh yeah. I even at the end, after everything was cleaned up, the stage was full for the picture, and just all the love, and that was probably the best super fight event to go to, for that being a first one, right?
Yeah. That was a very special day for BBB. It was like the card. We took a lot of L's that day. It was a special day regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you
Very special.
guys have always been able to take the wins or the losses pretty well. You
Yeah.
know, like you never see some crazy stuff happening, but it's always good to see a great solid team. And I feel like, you know, after seeing the Daisy Fresh documentary and, you know, all the different teams out there, if you follow Flow Grappling, you know, there's a lot of tight teams and, you know, just seeing that locally homegrown, you know, and, you know, and in the competition scene, it's a wonderful thing.
Right.
But I want to talk about some future goals that you may have for your journey and kind of what you have in mind for the future. What kind of championships are you looking to achieve? You know, I know you're out there, you're doing IBJJF stuff,
Yeah.
you're doing super fights, all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what your goals are.
So one of my main goals is just being as good as possible. Just I could care less about medals and belts or titles, accolades. Those are all nice. But a vision I have for myself is to be able to just go to toe to toe with anybody and just bang with anybody and then not get fucking abused. And just having that skill set eventually and just having that in mind and having that as something that I want to reach that's one thing that keeps me going for sure. Just having that skill set. And everything else will come. And something that really stuck with me that I heard is it's not really about what we acquire as far as medals, belts, etc., like I mentioned, but it's like who we become in the process of trying to get what we acquire. So just the person I'm going to become in the process of trying to be that good is the goal. The goal, that version of myself, the highest version of myself, whatever that is. And so that is the goal. So on top of that skill set and being the highest version of myself, another goal I have in the back of my head is coaching one day. And just being a leader and having a lot of experiences to tell future students. And just attempting more than most people have tried. Taking more L's than most people have tried is something I take pride in, you know. So I'd rather be the guy in a tournament that gets bronze and goes and just has like matches that are absolute, we're just banging, than be the guy who gets first and just wins pretty easily, really slick. You know, that's cool too. But I want to be the guy that gets more matches in and that really grows from that experience and has more insight to tell future students along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that experience is something you can't really buy if you think about it, you know, and without that, you only get a certain amount of time to do this stuff, right? We're limited on years we're on this planet. We're limited on days we're actually able to because eventually older people just can't, you know, move like they could.
Yeah.
So there's a reality to that, and you know you're making the most of this journey, and it's pretty cool. You mentioned a leader. I want to know what makes a great leader to you.
Definitely leading by example. Leading by example because your actions speak a lot louder than words. So leading by example, taking losses the same way taking wins. Like if you look at a leader when they're taking an L and you see their demeanor, you can't tell if they won or lost because the outside is just they know who they are, they know what they're about. Like the wins and losses don't define them, you know, and so having that mentality of just knowing you're that motherfucker regardless, and being an example and always growing, never stop growing, being an example of endless growth. And Kalani's leading from the front and doing that himself, like you said, Bible studies new.
Yeah. And
that spirituality aspect is something that's relatively new in our gym. And so just being an example in terms of always seeking growth, I would say, in every single way, spiritually, of course, physically, and then relationship-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very important, and you know, we always have to have like a mentor in our lives. You know, it's good to have someone to look towards and kind of see the example of what a good man is or what a good leader is, and it just helps out so many people. Like we think we don't need it, but then when you have somebody like that around, it really helps define you and mold you into a better person overall. But it's really great to see. Kalani is such a great guy and has been around this scene forever. And, he has helped so many people, and it's awesome to really see him so involved and changing you guys and making you guys better athletes and jiu-jitsu players. But not only that, he's put a lot into making all of his guys better men,
right?
And making sure they're very respectful and things like that. So it's something special that Professor Kalani's doing out there. And if you're from the area, you guys know this stuff. I'm not spitting out news to anybody. Yeah, he's been doing it for a while now. But it's always great to talk about and really great to focus on sometimes. Yeah. I have a couple fun questions for you. We're seeing a lot of things happen in jiu-jitsu, and one of the biggest things is we no longer have a King Gordon Ryan in active competition. So without Gordon Ryan, who makes ADCC interesting?
I'm going to be honest. I don't really know that many names. When I started jiu-jitsu and people started talking about Gordon Ryan, my answer to that was, that's that blonde guy, right? And so people would just crack up, like, how do you, like, I'm kind of out of the loop.
Yeah.
So I know some people here and there that I would see on YouTube and Instagram. So I know some names. I know some names who are exciting. If you say a name, I know they're good, but I don't know what they look like, and I can't put a name with a face.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, some guys that are, I don't know if they're the best, but they're exciting to watch. Like, I didn't even know Gordon Ryan wasn't competing anymore.
Yeah. He's officially done.
Is he?
He's saying he's done for good.
Yeah. Okay. So definitely probably somebody in Danaher's camp. I like watching Mika.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mika Galval.
Mika Galval just had his baby.
Did he?
Yeah, he just had his baby.
Oh, did he? Okay.
He's doing the dad thing. I'm curious to see how it goes in the future.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't really know anybody that's like up to date. When I first started jiu-jitsu, I like watching Herbert Santos.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he got locked up for some dumb shit. So it's like that's in the past. Yeah. But I'm not really familiar with jiu-jitsu guys.
Let me ask you this: What's some of the things you like to do outside of jiu-jitsu, outside of training?
Outside of training, well, part of my daily routine, I like to strength train with my dad. We got some similar goals of putting on muscle, getting stronger. So we go to In Shape 5 days a week. Just spending time with my wife, family, catching up on rest. Do
you have any interesting hobbies?
Hobbies.
Like if you had to tell me, like you played with Legos or something.
Before? Shit. Just basketball in my past life, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing wild though.
Nothing really, just focus on career and yeah.
You have a pretty cool career getting to do what you do.
Yeah.
What made you go that path in life?
Right. So I just got hired I was talking to you earlier before we started recording. I just got hired as a therapist just last week. And the reason I wanted to do mental health in the first place was because of my own battles, high school. And then, like I mentioned before, addiction. I've been through all that, rock bottom. I've done the self-harm. I've been in some dark places. And so I think I can relate to people and help them, guide them out of that place myself. And if I couldn't do that as a psychiatrist, I'm a therapist. So God put me in this field eventually in his way. It wasn't the way I imagined at first, but I'm here. And, when I talk to people, it's like, this is where I belong, and I'm here to help people. Like I pray to God just to use me as a vessel for whatever he wants. Just let go. Kind of the same prayer I do before competing is, whatever happens, happens. Your will, not mine. It's up to you, because, bad shit can happen. Yeah. But it's really up to you, and I leave it up to him, and that helps a lot.
Yeah. We don't have control over a lot of things, and if we understand that willfulness to give up that control, like, hey, I know my hands aren't in this, but whatever it is, you're in charge.
Yeah, it helps so much, and it just works out. Like when I just got promoted to Brown, the Jiu-Jitsu World League tournament the month later, heel hooks are now legal in our division.
Oh wow!
So I'm like, okay, mentally preparing myself. Watching. I try to force myself to watch people getting injured, just to remind myself of the dangers and just not being the guy who gets injured from being too nonchalant.
Yeah.
Of course, it's gonna like put some fear in me, but in a good way. I use it to help me, like as a reminder. Okay, you got to know when you're in trouble. Don't be like this guy. He was just hanging out until the dude ripped off his knee.
Yeah.
So it's like I was kind of like psyching myself out when I was getting ready for the Jiu-Jitsu World League because heel hooks were legal. And I'm like, okay, how do I defend this? When should I tap? I was ready to tap early. Everybody knows I'm stubborn to tap, but for heel hooks and shit, like I was telling myself, they connect their hands, you tap, like.
Yeah. And
I was even praying to God, like, all right, whatever happens, it's up to you. Like, if I get ripped off, it's up to you. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do no gi, even if I train no gi once a week.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then ironically, nobody attacked my legs in the no gi division, and I ended up winning one match. It was all points, but nobody attacked my legs. Ironically, so the fear helped me prepare, but it wasn't as bad as I imagined in my head, as usual.
Sometimes, most of the time, that's how it is, right?
Yeah.
We get all these things worked out in our head, but we go through the experience and it's nothing like it.
Yeah.
I've seen you compete both gi and no gi. Do you have a preference on which one you like to do more, or is there a reason behind that?
I like both, but if I had to pick, it would be gi. And I'm a strong believer in I think it's important to do gi and no gi, not to be more balanced, but just to be good in general. Gi's good for being able to escape in fucked up positions where there's so much friction involved. No gi is good for just more submissions, more scrambles. But I think they're both important just to be good overall. And obviously both have their translation to self-defense. Somebody's wearing a jacket, somebody takes off their shirt, tries to square up with you.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important to be competent in both.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Competition too is a little bit different, with the gi and the no gi. There's kind of a specific style now coming out with like no gi competitors and different things, and different ways to approach the matches. But overall, it's good experience to have, and I always apply everything to self-defense, because that's the reason I got into this. Jiu-Jitsu wasn't cool. It was for like nerds back in the day, nerds and cops, and it wasn't the coolest thing, but self-defense wise, like it's gonna save your life, like in any everyday situation. I feel like if you're training, you're gonna do it for survival. So it's been fun getting to talk to you, man. I have a couple more questions for you just to kind of have fun with this. Now I always ask people, obviously gi or no gi, fun little questions, but a new one I've been asking is, are you starting a match pulling guard, or are you starting a match wrestling?
Oh yeah, I remember you asking me that at the tournament. So the way I see it and the way we're taught, if nobody gets a takedown the first minute or so, 45 seconds, minute, pull guard. And the reason behind that is it's a game of, the name of the game is death, right? A tap is essentially a kill. That's how we see it. And those kills happen on the ground. It doesn't happen on the feet. So the first minute, we're still on the feet. We're going to the ground somehow. We're going to pull because that's where the kills happen. And so that's our mentality. And that's why I mentioned before we even started recording, I'm just trying to work on my guard.
Yeah.
Like,
what do you say to the guy that immediately like sits down?
Yeah, he's probably gonna try to leg lock me, but I respect it. He's he's going for the kill too. Like he's going straight to the ground. Like I used to think like takedowns were more dominant. Just like I would refuse to pull.
They look cool.
Yeah,
right?
I would refuse to pull because of ego. I want to be on top. I want to take you down. But along the way, I learned that like pulling is just another way to get your kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the action going, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's so much time wasted sometimes with the stand-up stuff. Like either they're two not very good wrestlers, and they're just kind of
Yeah,
stalling.
exactly. It'd be different if I had a wrestling background or a judo background. I'll go for takedowns, but
I would like to see like almost like a rule change to where like you guys said, you give them a minute for stand up. If there is no takedowns or no advances in the positioning, put them on the ground.
like a double seated guard.
Yeah.
Like a 50.
I mean 50-50 seated guard,
Just get
flip a
action
coin
going.
for top and
Oh, yeah.
bottom like they
Yeah.
do in wrestling.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
When
you
somebody
can do it
starts
like
seated.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or guard, top. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, get it going.
But I think it would be interesting to kind of, it's not really like inventing something new. It's like stealing it from wrestling.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a little bit of a interesting thing because it forces the guy, right? And you get penalized if you just try to sit down immediately,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
That should, something about it is just like, come on.
Yeah.
Like show some athleticism.
Yeah. Especially in the ultra heavies, you'll see a lot of that stalemate where neither of them wants to pull.
Yeah.
But if you're in the ultra heavy, you get a good guard, you'll be a problem.
Yeah. Well, and there is a difference between a guard pull and a guard sit.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, pulling someone into guard and doing it as like a motion or just sitting down on your butt.
I see.
Right? There's kind of a difference in that.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting nowadays. I have no problem with it. Like, Mikey's the best in the world. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, that's
for a guy that does it. But I understand where he's coming from. He's not a good wrestler. He doesn't want to put himself at that risk.
Yeah.
But
And on the flip side, it's like, Mike, you met Mikey Musumeci, right?
Yeah,
Mikey
yeah.
Musumeci, and then of course Gordon Ryan. So it's like you have to respect the fact that you can't really hate on somebody who's sitting down, but at the same time, we hope they don't do that in like a real situation because we've seen what happens if that's the case. Takedowns, putting somebody on their ass while on the feet is very important.
yeah.
You can't pull guard in the streets.
No.
Yeah.
And who would want to, right? Who
Yeah.
wants to
I've heard
land on
stories
concrete?
of people pulling guard and regretting it later.
Ooh, that's silly.
Yeah.
That's so silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, the moment, like, obviously in street situations, like, the moment it goes to the ground, it can get real bad.
Yeah.
Right? Because we got to think of kicks and soccer kicks and stomps
Yeah.
and stuff like that going down. That's the scariest thing.
Yeah.
So, like, ideally, it's avoid the situation, number one. Number two, if you have to get down, end it quick, right?
Right.
Don't get into like a guard pull game with them and start setting up your lapel guard or any of that because it's probably not going to be too good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I saw a video recently. Like there was a woman who I think she tried to triangle somebody at a McDonald's, and he could have slammed her. He could have did her bad, but he didn't. He picked her up and then like put her down gently, but it could have been bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was foolish.
I have another fun question for you,
Yeah.
Thomas. What's your algorithm like? What's popping up on your Instagram account or your Facebook account?
Oh, like on my feed?
Yeah, what's it?
Yeah.
Is it all jiu-jitsu or is it
If it's not jiu-jitsu, it's like personal growth,
okay?
like especially for men,
Yeah.
like mentalities of men. Just most of the stuff that pops up on my feed, like 90%, I'd say are reminders, like just as far as mentality, like, hustler's mentality, growth mindset, like just not your typical far from mediocre type shit.
Yeah.
So I really go on Instagram to just educate myself, obviously jiu-jitsu and just like personal growth stuff.
Have you ever gone to any like personal growth conferences like Tony Robbins or Grant Cardone or?
I have not, but I've seen a lot of clips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should go, dude.
Yeah.
I've gone to several, and
yeah?
if that's what if you like that kind of stuff, dude, it definitely changes your mentality on things, and you go in, and it's a really cool experience. Like, obviously, it's like drinking the Kool-Aid, right? It wears off after a while, but it's a good experience to at least go to one and check it out and see if you like it. But
right on.
I too like personal growth. I've gone to Tony Robbins things, and you just hear someone like that talk, and it opens up different chapters in your mind and things that like maybe you knew, but like it just got put away for a while, right?
Yeah.
And kind of gives you a little refresher on it, and keeps you motivated, keeps you pumped up. I was in sales at the time. I went on like a 20 cell streak, like where I did not miss a cell. Like I went to 20 different calls and sold every single one, which was kind of rare. Usually, you're at like 60-70%.
Yeah. Damn.
I mean, we're talking 20 something straight. Yeah. It was pretty crazy, but we have that kind of stuff inside of us, it's just bringing it out. And understanding that all of us think about it too. Like, you watch some stuff to keep you motivated. I watch all kinds of different things and listen to different people to keep me motivated, and everyone has their own thing, right? And there's no right or wrong way, but realize that we all have our own thing we're doing out there, and keep it up. We all need it, And
another thing that pops up on my feed, I just realized a lot of like dad stuff. I'm not a father yet, but I'm looking forward to having kids.
Okay.
And that pops up because it kind of ties into like personal growth. It's like dads need to be like motherfuckers. They can't be no soft ass dads. They need to train. They need to be able to defend their family. Like shit like that. So I'm just like, I'm mentally ready. It's gonna happen within the next few years. Yeah.
I have 2 girls.
Right
so,
on.
I mean, having 2 girls, you realize not only that you're going to have to pay for 2 weddings, but, so you better have a good job and career. But, that's a lot of boyfriends and dudes to come around that you're going to have some problems with.
Right.
So you better be a tough motherfucker. And if you got soft ears, that just ain't going to work.
Right. Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be that guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I remember, I should not say this on the podcast, but I remember some chicks in high school. They had the soft dads, and it was just like not intimidating whatsoever.
Yeah, that's the last man I want to be.
Yeah. No, it's always being the best version of yourself. Like you said, the BBB version is one of the best versions you have ever had. But even evolving in life, we're always going to get better.
Yeah.
So even though it's great now, it's going to get even better down the road with experience and with all the ups and the downs. Everyone just sees the ups and talks about like the good moments and the ADCC wins and medals and this and that, but they don't they don't talk about the grind to get to that point, of going 0-3, 0-4, and the hard travel and, the times where you wanted to quit afterwards. We don't hear those stories enough. It's all just glitz and glamour.
Right.
But it's real experiences that people have. And, it was kind of fun at World League. I was going around doing small little interviews, and I caught a couple guys off guard, and I caught this one guy, and I asked him some silly question, and he looks at me, he's like, "I'm sorry, man. I'm just so worried about my match right now."
What'd you ask him?
I think I had him do a Hoist Gracie impression or something that. But it's nothing but fun times out there.
Yeah, there was another interviewer that talked to me the same time you did, and they didn't post it maybe because I cussed, but they asked me like what keeps you going, and I kind of like summarized what I was talking to you about. Like I was like, I don't give a fuck about, or I said I don't care about gold medals and shit. I'm just here for my mental health. I don't care if I lose, if I win. This is all mental health for me, and I was pretty pumped too. It was like after a match, so they're like, "Oh, okay," but they didn't post it or anything. It was like, and then I look at all their videos that they did post. It was like no cuss words. I'm like, okay, that's probably why. But I was just being brutally honest. Yeah.
I have such a respect for that. Like the brutal honesty is what people want to hear. Like. When someone throws in a cuss word, they're emphasizing something. Let them emphasize
they're being authentic.
It's nothing but love though. I just gotta say, man, it's been a pleasure getting to talk to you, getting to know you a little bit.
Likewise.
I've always heard great things about you. We have some mutual friends, and I just know David Joven is gonna be talking some mad shit afterwards because another one got by with me not saying Mikey's last name. He's always laughing about me butchering Mikey's last name.
Musameshi?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I cannot say it to save my life. But
that's funny.
No, I love all the BBB guys, and any big matches on the Arte Suave card this weekend from BBB? I think lots going.
We got 3 guys. We got John.
Okay.
Georgie. Mr. George. We used to call him Mr. George, and Lot.
Yeah.
And I accidentally left John hanging for this weekend. Like John, he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, you gonna apply for RT12?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And then the next morning, I realized that's the same weekend we're going to Napa, like I mentioned to you earlier, for my wife's 5K, March 1st. And so I told him, I was like, "Oh, my bad, dude. We booked this since October. We're going to Napa." But he already applied. He already got a match.
Yeah.
So he got a match.
That match is going to be good.
Yeah.
I actually know both people, and I think that's probably close to the main event. Like it's.
Oh yeah, it was down on that the bottom of that list.
Yeah, I haven't even seen the list, but I know it's got to be a banger.
Yeah,
like, that match has got fireworks all over it.
Yeah.
So
the dude just got his brown belt, I believe. His opponent, he just got promoted. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah, I think I forget where I ran into him. I think it was at a Backwoods BJJ thing. But I'm always excited to see John get out there, man. And I love that guy. He's such a good, humble soul, man. He could kill everybody. I feel like. Yeah. But you just got to train the beast, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
yeah, there's no easy days, and he's a big reason why. Like he's one of the few people, along with myself, David, Daniel, that are at the 5 a.m. class, every single class. And, he's a big reason why there's no easy days. Yeah. And, that's a big part of my growth right there. So shout out to John and everybody at 5 a.m.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, Thomas, I just got to say again, thank you for taking the time out, traveling to the Grapplers Talk studio, being a part of this, man. It's been nothing but love and nothing but an honor getting to talk to you.
Thank you.
I just want to give you a few minutes for any shout outs, any sort of love towards any homies or competitors or whatever you want, but just take a few minutes. The floor is yours.
First and foremost, my wife, my number one supporter, my ride or die. My parents, my dad, my mom, my brother, my sister, Uncle Kalani, everybody at BBB, Alika, Cyrus, the 5 a.m. crew, John, David, Daniel, everybody 5 a.m. All my past and future opponents, thank you. And all of BBB, including Club Tracy, Gas, and hopefully I'm not missing anybody. But yeah, thank you, all of you.
I got one more fun question for you. Since you're regular at the 5 a.m. class, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your morning routine like?
Okay. Morning routine. I'm trying to get better at not hitting the snooze button. Really, yeah. So I get up around 4:15 a.m. Get up, drink my powdered guarana, like powdered caffeine.
Let me back this up. You said 4:15?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's without the snooze?
That's with the snooze.
Oh, that's with the snooze. Okay.
Yeah. So my alarm is set to like 4:10. I kind of play around with that. And then I'll hit the snooze button and I won't get out of bed till like 4:15, maybe 4:20, 4:25 if I'm being lazy. And then but yeah, I need to stop hitting that snooze button, man. I've been going to class late, like the past over a year. So I get up, drink my powdered guarana mixed with electrolytes to wake me up. It probably has, the way I scoop it is like almost maybe 180 milligrams caffeine.
Wow.
Okay, maybe 150 to 200, depending how late I slept last night.
So it's like your coffee, right?
Yeah, wake up the nervous system a bit. So I'll chug that. Before that, wash my face, brush my teeth, of course, and then I'll chug that, put my gi on, like to the belt, and then walk over to the hallway, say a prayer by this little altar that we have. It's like a Bible and a crucifix. I'll say it. A prayer. I start with the Serenity Prayer from Narcotics Anonymous. It's a short prayer. It's, God, I grant you the serenity. Oh, no. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I start with that, and I ask God to, please keep me safe on these mats this morning. Please keep my family safe during this day. Please protect us, bless our health. Please strengthen us, and please guide us. So those 4 things every day. And then I'll just list things I'm grateful for. Thank you for this chapter in our lives. Thank you for my family, my wife, my parents, my tribe at BBB. Just full of gratitude, and then just anything else that comes to mind. And I'll end that prayer, and then go back in the room, do some do some warm-ups, like some stretches, some dynamic movement, get the blood flowing, especially in the winter when it's cold.
Yeah.
I end up walking out of the house like a pretty warm body. So I'll do like some twists, body squats, some stretches here and there, warm up my legs, my neck, my upper body, hop in the car, maybe take some ice off the car if it's winter, get in there, and then just go to work. We drill the first 30 minutes and then spar the last 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. That's a crazy morning. Like, I'm not a morning person, so that to me is like, whew, I struggle getting up like that. And I always admire it, and I always want to be a morning person. I've always wanted to, I've had some jobs where I had to wake up at 4:15, and man, I mean, it literally, like, by the time my commute's over is by the time I'm waking up. I just all body memory, going in the drive and all that and stuff. And then I'd wake up like mentally and I'd be like, I'm already in Sacramento.
Damn.
Like,
physically, you're there, mentally.
Really, how did I get here? Like, it's a crazy experience, but
something that gets me up in the morning is like, there's like a voice in my head that speaks to me, like before, maybe like last year, the year before, there was a voice in my head like, how good do you want to be? Like if I don't want to get up, there's like a voice asking, how good do you really want to be? And that's what got me up. Yeah. But I'd say the last year or so, the voice in my head is like, if you don't get up, somebody in the next tournament is gonna rip you off who actually trains. Yeah. Like, so you're gonna get ripped off by somebody who actually fucking trains. So get your ass up. And it's like that
voice sounds like Uncle Kalani.
Yeah.
It probably says aloha cunts every once in a while.
For real. And so that voice gets me up, and it's just like I might even have like a daytime nightmare or a vision of like that actually happening, and that gets my ass up out of bed. Like even if it does happen, it's just like I don't want that to happen where I could have prepared myself more. If it happens, it happens, but I can't say I didn't prepare myself. I didn't get up every day. I didn't miss days. It was I did everything I could do to not let that happen. So,
right.
Yeah, that's what gets me up in the morning nowadays. It might change in the future. It might be the voice might be saying something else. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah.
The hard work's in the preparation, man. And I think that you're doing so many right things, man. And Thomas, I wish you nothing but success in your journey and in everything that you do, career. I'm excited for you. I'm excited to see more of you too in the future. Yeah. And thank you to everyone for downloading and tuning into the podcast and being a part of this special episode. I just truly got to say thank you again to our partners, Butterfly X, Spar Bar Soap. Again, use our promo codes for any discounts over there. And again, everyone tuning in this weekend is Arte Suave. If you're going to be out there, say what's up to the Grapplers Talk team. Other than that, this has been another great episode of Grapplers Talk. This is Dave. And
this is Grapplers Talk.